Hello, everybody, welcome. Looks like you guys are here. Huh. Everybody, welcome. Looks like you guys are here. Okay, guys, so it's about 6 6:10 p.m. Eastern time, Wednesday, May 14th. And recording today's video. And we have a lot to talk about. So let's get started with the protection. I like to ask the protection. Beautiful lights coming from top of my head. As I breathe in, I fill my lungs. As I breathe out, I create a circle. I create a circle, step into it. Step into it, I feel protected. Step into it, I feel connected. I like to ask the informations from only from the highest sources that they create the good and only the good. Good for the good people. Good for the good people. Okay, so let's get started. So I'll tell you guys that I will add the links to the news I covered today. For some reason, I don't, or I haven't, I guess, but I will add to the like under the comments. And so, and if you haven't subscribed, please click on the subscribe button and press like because that helps the channel. It's so funny. I never say that, right? I never say anything. And also, I do personal readings, and you can make an appointment on my website, rosieinsights.com. And that's it for now. So let's get started. All right. So the first thing I wanted to talk about is something that I feel like a lot of people don't know about, or it's not a controversial really. It's that Elon Musk went to Saudi Arabia when Trump was there. What I think a lot of people don't know about is that, one second, I want to make sure that I make myself a little bit smaller. Okay. 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 So going back here. So one thing that a lot of people don't know about, and this, it's not that it's not as there are shady aspects to this, but that Saudi Arabia's involvement with Elon Musk and tech in general is not new and has been going on for decades probably. So I just wanted to give you this uh, like this just to kind of like an overview so that you understand that that's actually one of the things that is not unusual. Like people are like, oh, what is he doing there? Well, there's nothing like given the history of Saudi Arabia and the US and the Saudi Arabia's investment in the US companies over the last couple of decades. It's only normal that the CEOs of a lot of big tech companies would show up, including Elon Musk. Okay. So having said that, of course, we know that there are very shady aspects to Elon Musk's connection to Trump and as his businesses overall. But here it is, Saudi. So this is what's important here is to understand. Like think about it. Like this was a tech conference actually, and Trump came to as a speaker. If you think about it, right? So this was okay. So here it is. Saudi prince launches AI venture as Trump, Musk, Altman, and Zuckerberg arrive for conference. Saudi Arabia's ruler, Mohammed bin Salman, launched an AI company called Humane to bolster the country's artificial intelligence sector. The company plans to build out the country's AI infrastructure, including the construction of data centers. Okay. This news arrives as Elon Musk, Sam Altman, and Mark Zuckerberg are expected to attend a U.S. Saudi investment forum on Tuesday, where AI will likely take center stage. President Trump is also preparing to visit the country this week as part of a tour of the region. Humane is funded by Saudi Arabia's Public Investment Fund, which manages assets worth of around 940 billion and is part of the Crown Prince's ambitions to diversify his country's finances beyond the lucrative oil industry. So this is the background of all of this, right? And we know that what Trump has already done is that he took down an initiative that Biden had put in place, which is that to prohibit American companies, or at least limit to export chips, because, and this is beyond, it's too complicated to explain, but basically, in order for you to develop AI, you need these very expensive chips that are made by a company called NVIDIA. So Biden put that into place. And I think Trump has suspended it so much so that he has now facilitated companies to sell chips to Saudi Arabia, among others. Okay, so this is important, right? To understand that it wasn't just like right, oh, Elon Musk was there to, do something. It's like he was there to represent his own interests as usual, but there's this whole context of this, right? Okay, and I wanted to show you also this other article that came out. Let's see here. Here it is. This is from 2023, March 2023. And this is on the heels of Jamal Khashoggi and how he was killed, right? By people connected to the Saudi Arabia, and how tech companies were going back to Saudi Arabia. Now, something you may not know necessarily is that large tech companies, right, are the large tech startups, or at least startups that have the potential to dominate huge markets, are underwritten by venture capitalists. And how venture capitalists work is that it's not their money, it's money that is raised from people they call LPs, limited partners. So LPs usually range from family offices to pension funds, public pension funds, for example, the California teachers pension funds, university endowments, and foreign country investment funds like the Saudi Arabias. Okay, so in order for VCs to raise money to then invest, they go to these people to raise money from them, and then they pass money on to companies. But increasingly, tech companies are valued so highly, and there's a lot of discussion. I am a person who thinks that a lot of it is basically overvalued. But anyway, so the more money they need, the more they need to resort to going directly to the funds themselves, this company. So that's why they have been going to these countries. Actually, guys, I'm going to put another little light thing here. Let's see. Okay, I'll be right back. I'm just going to plug it in. So guys, as I was talking to you, I finally found, I just took a break here because, I saw somebody, like you could see somebody behind me. But long story, I want to make sure that's changed. But I found the clip that I wanted to show you. And that's great. Now, I don't quite know how, oh, I think I know how to do it. Okay, so again, look, the little hand Elon Musk behind. Okay, you could see the awkwardness, right? And so let's see why does he look so awkward? Like I said, I showed all of this to you guys because I wanted to show you that it's really quite common for tech CEOs to go to Saudi Arabia, but in this case, there is something indeed very awkward about what he's doing there. What you think? So, okay, so what the hell's going on here with this little plaque? Okay. So I just, he hates that he's not the center of the attention. And that he thinks he should, it's like, there he is. I'm the president. I'm the president. I'm the guy who should be on that stage. That's me. It's not his job. I gave him the job. I gave him the job. So I think it's partially this feeling that he wants to be in Trump's position. And also, like, his financial needs, because I think he's in a lot of financial trouble. his money is largely leveraged. Like he borrowed money, remember, to buy Twitter and all of that. He's in a lot of trouble. He's clearly compromised, right? He's what, but we know that. So he's nervous, he's on drugs, and he's really jealous. And I have to tell you guys, as soon as I looked into that, I remember that as I was walking home yesterday, I had seen this. Was it? Yeah, that's right. I think I was walking home yesterday last night. I was thinking of telling you guys to do this because I was like, so he came back again to say to Elon, to go to Elon and say on Twitter and say, Elon, you're such a genius, you're so great. Are you gonna let Trump take all the credit when you know you're the real president? When you gave him the job, if it wasn't for you, you should let people know. Like I kept thinking that a really good way to push Elon to break down, to finally break down, is to encourage him to be like, share with the world what he's really done to get him the job. Because it's your job, it's not his. You're the one who really worked for it. So it's like that's what's going on. Like in this case, he's very jealous. Okay. And I see that he just can barely contain the anger. You can see it even, right? So all right, so let's keep going. This is just enough for Elonia. Let's go to the next subject. Okay, so I just saw that my neighbor left. It's okay. But guys, don't worry. I know someone's gonna be like, Rose, why didn't you just, do this, record at home, do that? This is a great place for me, guys. Really, I swear it is. I'm very happy here. So let's continue. Let's continue here. Since we're talking about Saudi Arabia tech, let's talk about Qatar. And I saw this interesting article about, wait, hold on a second. Okay, here it is. Sharing with you. Good. Metal blog. Okay, so among the problems with Trump's free luxury jet from Qatar, it's not actually free. So just yet another explanation as to why this whole thing is just completely useless. Stupid jet gift thing claim, I guess. You know what? My face is so hidden here with the. Want to make it bigger, a little bit, little bigger, a little bigger. I think I can take up some space. Don't you think? Okay. All right. So let's go. Let's go. All right. Among the problems with Trump's free luxury jet from Qatar, it's not free. Even if the jet from Qatar were free, this arrangement would still be a legal and ethical mess. But the free plane also wouldn't be free. Let's see here. Okay, Anderson, here it is. Even if the luxury jet were free, this arrangement would still be a legal, ethical, and political mess. But here's a related problem. The free plane wouldn't be free. Converting a Qatari-owned 747 jet into a new Air Force One for President Donald Trump would involve installing multiple top secret systems, cost over $1 billion, and take years to complete. 3 aviation experts told NBC News. They said that accepting the 13-year-old jet would likely cost U.S. taxpayers hundreds of millions of dollars over time, noting that refurbishing the commercial plane would exceed its current value of $400 million. Politico had a related report that noted it could cost taxpayers hundreds of millions of dollars to retrofit Qatar's gift into a makeshift Air Force One. And guys, this is the truth, okay? In other words, when Trump says the jet from Qatar would be free of charge, it's true that it would be free for him. The president wouldn't have to reach for his own wallet, but it wouldn't be free to us, the American taxpayers. So, okay, so that's it. Bottom line here. All right. Okay, so just to confirm, let me just ask. So are we really going to take that from Trump? I'm sorry, no, it's saying, it tells me nothing has changed, Rose. It's the same as you said before. You will not be allowed to take home. Either take it or take it home. It's ridiculous. It's way too much work. And this reminds me of something that a realtor told me once. I was, for a brief moment, I considered maybe like looking at apartments to buy. And she said something like, I remember telling her, like, oh, I saw these apartments, they're really cheap. You just have to upgrade it. You have to like Ancha said, just remember that all the money you put into these old apartments, you never get it back because the market sets the price. You can't just like you can't just put in the value into the apartment. It's going to cost you like hundreds of thousands of dollars and you're not going to make it back. So the idea that you could just get something free is not really, I'm not saying the apartment will be cheap, but it doesn't make sense. Like sometimes things are cheaper or seem to be almost free. The cost is hidden. So beware. Okay. So anyway, so that's that. And let's continue here. Continuing. Continue. Now, this is one of the most insane, hypocritical pieces of news you could ever see. So, you know how Trump has made his whole platform to hate all Latinos and Mexicans and call basically have people make the assumption that all brown skin immigrants, especially Latinos, are criminals or like drug dealers, right? That's his whole thing. Now, it turns out he's actually made a secret deal with the Sinaloa cartel, which are technically, I believe, drug dealers, right? So they made a deal with the cartel so that his family could cross the US border. Okay. You know what this reminds me of, guys? This reminds me of Bukele. You know how Bukele made a deal with that group, MS-13, they could so that he could take them back. It's a little different, but I think he could take them back to El Salvador. Let's get real. How many millions of dollars did Bukele get from? He would not be nice to drug dealers unless he was getting a whole lot of cash, right? This common sense. Just saying with Trump, and I believe, guys, too. This is something that it's again an issue for a whole other conversation that we may never get to. It's fine. I've always been anti cryptocurrencies, right? For this, one of the reasons is that the main reason is that for the large majority of it is a scam, and it targets a lot of people that have called me, and this is like really sad, right? Because I've spoken to people in the past, nurses, for example, who had they lost their retirement money because they just had they took a call from somebody who told them to invest in some scammy currency that never existed. So, and this is a situation that we're in here, right? Like they are pumping these currencies, so-called currencies, cryptocurrencies. And so, and another thing to remember too is that like is also that another reason why the first reason I don't like cryptocurrencies is a scam. The second is that it's for money laundering because it's a who wins from cryptocurrencies? Who needs to use a banking system? And who is not allowed to use a banking system? Crime is a huge business, right? And they need to use cryptocurrencies to transfer funnel money. So I think there's a relationship, in other words, between these cartels, like how and cryptocurrencies, and then Trump and the family of El Chapo. Okay, so don't you think it's like, and the thing is, like, you would think that a person like him, if he's so anti Mexican drug dealers, like real drug dealers, right? He would at least make an effort not to make it, not to appear even, not be not, how could you, if that's your main thing, you're saying you're making an exception for somebody as long as you get paid. So it's the only thing that Trump stands for is really money, period. But like, I wonder what Fox News is saying about this because he legit took money from, right? I'm sorry, this is not, by the way, this is not what this article is saying, but we know it, right? There's no other way that he would have taken, like, allowed the family to come into the US. Mexicans, right? Imagine Mexicans that are drug dealers, like he supposedly hates, right? It's just the hypocrisy, the racism, the kind of like a flexible racism, whatever you call it, right? I don't know what to say. It's just really like, right? So, all right. So, okay, I'm getting, that's right. It's saying, Rosie, this is exactly what this is about. Trump has always been a money launderer. I'm getting the information here before I even read the article. Okay, so They're saying Rosie, he really is a legit money launderer. That's how he's made his money, right? He allowed his properties to be used. And he's remember the whole casino situation, right? So that's what he does. That's all it is. He uses the government as a means to gather deals and cash from anyone and everyone. As long if you bring money, he'll ask your questions. Okay, so that's how it is. So I have a question. Let me ask directly. So has Trump, yes, Rosie. I feel like at least 10 million he got to do this. Oh, and I see one of the kids that would say, wow, you know what? Okay, wow. Okay, so there's Howard Lutnick. And by the way, I need to do a whole other episode about Lutnick's kids, but Howard Lutnick is very connected to this cryptocurrency called Tether. Tether is known to be a quote unquote stable coin, and it's used mostly to purchase other cryptocurrencies. It's a long story, it doesn't matter the details. The point is, it's linked to organized crime in different ways, different things. And so one of the people that is involved is one of the heads of Tether. We even visited the White House, I think. It's a child actor, forgot his name, former child actor. But what coming back here, the point I want to make here is that yes, because of the connections to Tether, I see the Tether person connecting with Eric Trump and being like, "Hey, Eric, such a friend of mine, from Mexico, this guy, the hardworking drug dealer guy, he wants to give you a gift." And like, oh, and he's saying, remember that there was a Mexican company. Oh, guys, remember this story that came out recently? There was a Mexican company that wanted to purchase all of these coins. Remember this? There was the news. Oh, that's what I'm telling me. It's connected. Let me just find it to you. Okay, so Trump. Okay, so it's saying there is a, let me show you this. Okay, so here it is. Logistics firm buys 2 million in Trump meme points to boost US Mexico trade. But it's saying things like this. It doesn't have to be this one company. These are ways to indirectly give money to Trump. Okay. So all right, so let's go. Hey ho, let's go to actually where was I here? Or okay, so that's Silicon Valley. All right, okay. So that's that. Wow. So let me go back here. So is that's right. So this is how, yes. So he has sold, remember, oh, see, remember, Rosie, he's sold pardons. This is not completely different from this, right? So, wow. Okay. So, all right. So let me go back to that. Let's see, where is, okay. Mhm. Go back here to the news, the deal with the Chapo. Now, then my question is how much money? So he has received it. So the question now I have is that so Trump obviously super racist, right? His whole thing is the white supremacists and such. So how is this gonna fly with this audience? And they're like, I see them like, oh well, I guess he can help us out, but they're like, but he's really all about money, isn't he? So I feel like it's not going to help at the end of it. And they're even them, they're like, damn, the guy has, it's all about cash. It's all about the cash grab. And I get, guys, really that truthfully, like it's all about Trump getting my God, getting as much money as possible because I feel like he knows he's going down. I swear. he knows it's not probably not going to last that long. I feel like he may not even want it to last that long. He just wants to get money and get away with everything. Obviously, it's in other words, being a president, like he doesn't have an agenda as much as he has a kleptocratic. Well, okay. So I see that's right. It's saying that's he's completely shameless. He's a criminal, a thief, and a money launderer. And he's doing it because he knows nobody's going to stop him. Okay. So wow. Wow. Okay. So oh, and the other thing, guys, let me just share the story with you here. Go back to the story, the details. Nearly 20 family members of notorious drug lord El Chapo crossed the U.S. border thanks to a deal made with the Trump administration. Here it is. The criminal group is designed as a foreign terrorist organization and a powerful drug trafficking organized crime syndicate based in Mexico. Here it is. Mexican Security Secretary Omar Garcia Harfuch confirmed the group's entrance, explaining that the 17 individuals were family members of both former Sinaloa cartel leader El Chapo and his son, who was extradited to the United States in 2023. Guzman Lopez is currently locked up in the US awaiting federal charges after he and his brothers flooded the country with fentanyl for hundreds of millions of dollars. So again, guys, I didn't even connect. I hadn't even gone to the part where Trump, like these people are directly connected to the whole fentanyl mess, which is awful. And here he is helping them out. Unreal. Unreal. I'm just like, I'm not making it up. Okay. Wow. Okay, let's continue. Okay, here it is. Last week, the cartel's family members walked across the border from Tijuana with their suitcases to US agents that were awaiting for them there. Oh, that's not, it's like, okay, so this is like, VIP treatment, right? Wow. And here's what's interesting. Mexican President Claudia Sheinbaum Pardo told reporters that she was caught off guard by the news. The Mexican government has demanded President Trump share information about the deal with Mexican prosecutors, which is not, oh, really? Yeah, shit. Because he's pocketing money, Claudia. That's what he's doing. Wow. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay, let's see. Garcia Harfuch's confirmation comes as the U.S. Attorney's General Office announced it was charging cartel leaders with narco-terrorism for the first time since Trump labeled several cartels foreign terrorist organizations. So, okay, so that's where we are. I mean, this is like wow. Okay, so wow, guys. So, oh, I don't know what to tell you guys. I need some time here to just process everything. So wow, and I see George Washington laughing Rosie. This is the guy is pay to play. USA pay to play. That's Trump's term. USA pay to play. That's the country. No, it's like that's what he is doing. Anybody, all criminals, every kind can come in. Even the like wow, I just staggering. Okay. So okay. So guys, I see a lot of time has passed here relative. So I have a lot of other news also to discuss, which I will in the next video. In the next video, I will discuss the Russia's involvement with the Malaysia airplane being recognized by the UN. Also, the Russia's arson attack on a mall in Poland, and Poland being a NATO country. Let's see here. There's also some other things related to this. Okay, so but for now, I'm going to stop here, and then I'm going to do a video for the next episode covering this. Okay, all right. So thank you for watching, and I'm going to go ahead and upload it so that it's not too late by the time you get this. Okay, all right. Okay, thanks for watching. Bye.
Prayer and energy time. Let's use this time to send energy to people healing and going through complex health challenges. Their bodies need the energy we send them. Bo, recuperating from intestinal surgery at the Mount Sinai Hospital, battling cancer and winning. I spoke to her today and I felt her mother telling me she will survive and thrive. Cecilia, her sister, visits her daily. Cecilia is herself also battling cancer and she's also winning. Bella is also undergoing cancer treatment. Let's envision her pain free and 100% cancer free. Treatment. Let's send Bo, Cecilia, and Bella energy. Bo, Cecilia, and Bella are fully healed, full of energy, cancer free, and proud to tell this story of great health and recovery. Okay, so just going to be silent for a bit as I send them energy right now. And I hope you do the same. And also, you can think of others that you know, your loved ones, someone that you feel may be in need of energy, and focus on them. Okay? Okay, so let's start. I'll be silent here for a little bit. Thank you again. Let's create this circle of energy around them. And so it is.